I'm Vanessa and welcome to the Crafty Gemini Show. I love being creative, whether in the kitchen, my sewing room, or my scrapbooking corner. I'm constantly coming up with new ways to express myself. We know how hard money is to come by in this economy, and trust me, I'm all about making sure every penny counts. So here's my invitation to you. Come join me on my mission to be creative on a budget. Hey, it's Vanessa again from CraftyGemini.com. Thanks for joining us for today's episode where we're in the Crafty Cocina. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make my Southwestern Chicken Quesadillas. It's one of our favorite go-to meals in our house. It's super delicious, budget-friendly, and a great time saver, especially for those really hectic days. I can literally go from having the chicken frozen to eating it on the dinner table in less than 15 minutes. First thing we have to do is defrost our chicken. I have here in a plastic baggie some frozen chicken tenderloins. What I do is I buy in my big bulk stores like Sam's Club or Costco, and when I get home I just separate them into portion size bags, what it takes to make basically one meal. And here it is. So I'm taking it out. This is all we'll need. This is about 3 good sized chicken tenderloins. You see I'm working with tongs here because, as you saw earlier, I have my baby on my back, and in case I have to get him down quick, I don't want to have raw chicken over my hands, so I work it with tongs. Just put it on a microwavable safe plate, pop it in the microwave to defrost. As our chicken is defrosting, we need to go ahead and open these 3 cans of some other ingredients I like to include. Here we have some diced tomatoes. They can just be plain ones. These happen to be in a can with some green peppers and onions. Here I have some black beans, which are a great source of protein. Alright, let's finish opening this. And the last can I have here is some whole kernel sweet corn. I got the one that has 50% less sodium. You can use whatever you want. This can be fresh or frozen. I just happen to have some canned vegetables on hand. So I'm going to drain all of these out and rinse them in some water and dump them in that bowl you see right there. In a large saute pan or frying pan here, I'm just going to put in about a tablespoon of some canola oil. Our chicken took about a minute or 2 to defrost. Now we're going to season it. I like to use adobo, which is like a basic Latin seasoning. It has all kinds of stuff, and it has salt, garlic, oregano, black pepper, turmeric. If you don't have adobo, you can just put salt and pepper and any other seasonings that you like to use. I'll flip them over, season them nicely on both sides. You want to get your oil nice and hot, and I can tell it's perfect because the oil is starting kind of to ripple. Now what you want to do is get a nice sear on the chicken. So you hear that sound, that's a good sound. Just place all your chicken in there, and you don't want to move it on that one side. Let it go for a minute or 2 on one side till it gets nice and golden brown. So I've let my chicken go on the one side for about 2 minutes now, and now I'm ready to turn them over. And you can see that nice golden color. That's exactly what you want. So flip them all over and do the same thing. Leave them for another 2 minutes or so on the other side. Now you can see that we have a golden brown on the other side as well. So at the same time, you can see here it's still raw. Okay, the chicken's not cooked just after you sear it like that. So what I like to do next is to just pour a little bit of water in here and cover it. What that's going to do is going to basically steam the chicken on the inside, but I did want to get that nice crusty sear on the edges, okay, on the sides of it. So now that we close it, we're going to leave it in there for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll check it again and see where the chicken's at. So as our chicken is still cooking away, I have gone to my freezer and pulled out this little bag of green stuff. I bet you're wondering what it is. This is called sofrito, okay? I make mine ahead of time and I freeze it like this. Sofrito is basically the base of every kind of Latin dish, and what it is a mixture of onions, garlic, Cubanelle peppers, green peppers, red peppers, some tomatoes if you want, and a whole bunch of cilantro and a little salt and pepper. I put all those ingredients, roughly chopped up into a blender, and I blend it up till it's basically a puree of all those different vegetables and seasonings, and then I pour them into these little plastic bags, and I freeze portion size again, what I need to use basically for each dish, whatever I'm going to make for dinner that day. So if you look in here, you can see the little bits and pieces. You see red pepper, cilantro, all kinds of good stuff in there, okay? So I've just gotten that out. Let's check on our chicken. The chicken is nice and golden, and you can see now it's a whole lot more cooked than it was earlier. What I'm going to do now is take out the chicken. Now you want to make sure you use your same pan because all those little bits that you see in there are flavor from the chicken. Now we'll put our sofrito into the pan to defrost it. So you see the sofrito only took about 40 seconds to melt down. And you want to let those flavors marinate a little bit in there. While that does what it needs to do, I'm here with our chicken. And what I'm going to do is just chop it up, okay? Just a rough chop. What I like to do is go lengthwise first, like that. And just chop it into little squares or whatever. You can leave strips or do whatever you want. Putting my last piece of chicken. And I've taken actually my sofrito off the fire so it doesn't burn on me. Now we can bring it back. Okay, you see all of it is completely melted down. Now we'll put in our chicken, little by little. And now, even though we seasoned the chicken and also the sofrito I told you had a little bit of salt and pepper, what we're going to do is finish dumping in our vegetables, the corn, the diced tomatoes, and the black beans that we've drained. Okay? Right here. And black beans and corn are going to absorb a lot of the salt. So you're going to want to put this in here all together. Let it cook for about a minute and then taste it and see if it needs more salt. You can already see all the delicious colors in here. If you could smell this, the sofrito is really, since I said it's the base of all Latin cooking, I mean, it just imparts this really yummy scent all throughout the house, especially with that cilantro. This is going to be really delicious. So I'm going to taste this now and see if it needs a little bit of salt. And it does, of course. I told you the black beans and the corn. Just a little salt. Some fresh cracked black pepper. Alright. And now our quesadilla filling is done. We're ready now to assemble our actual quesadilla. We have the filling right here in another large pan. I am going to put one of our tortillas just straight out the bag. These are regular flour tortillas. You can use the whole wheat ones. We happen to have run out of them. And if you're watching your carbs, another great idea is to use some lettuce head, and you can just turn this same filling but into a wrap. Okay, so I'm just going to place the tortilla there. Make sure my heat is on about a medium. And now I'm going to put some shredded cheese. You can use whatever cheese you like. We like mozzarella here, and this is what we happen to have in our fridge. So just some shredded mozzarella here, all around the entire tortilla. So what this does is now with the medium heat, as the tortilla toasts a little bit underneath, it's also going to let the heat go through and melt the cheese at the same time. So you see my shredded mozzarella is now nice and melted on that tortilla. So we're ready to add our filling. What you're going to do with the filling is only add it to half of the tortilla. So carefully here. Okay, just like that. I'm going to put a little more chicken. Try to make it come all the way out to the edges, because I don't like biting into a tortilla with just cheese, okay? Now this other half here, I'm just going to help it over a little bit and fold it. And press it down. And you see it's getting nice and golden there. And having melted the cheese on the tortilla initially, what that does is now you have cheese and cheese when you fold over the tortilla. And now what that does is seal in the filling so it doesn't just crumble out when you put it onto your plate and cut it. This quesadilla is ready to eat. I'll serve it on a plate like this. Put a dollop of sour cream for my husband. That's what he likes. And then all you got to do is cut it. One here, one there. And there it is.